Okay, so now the seat's on. I got these front controls adjusted, so about the same location backwards, it starts to reverse, and same with forward. So that's looking good. The seat's on, everything else is running. It's good. So before I put the mower deck back on, I thought, well, I better check the blades. So I turned it upside down and had a look at it. And the two blades here, if we can see the edge here, these edges are pretty rounded. They're beat up on the corners here. One of the blades, the end is kind of broken off a little bit. So these blades are in pretty bad shape. So I sent a text actually to Mr. Woods with some pictures and showed him and said, really, by the time you grind off and sharpen the blades, to really get a good job, you'd have to grind off quite a bit because the edges are so rounded. So in this case, I'm not sure what the price of blades is going to be. Maybe $30 a piece or something. I'm not sure. That's a bit of a guesstimate, I think. Everything else is in good shape. It's got a little bit money invested in it, but far from what it's actually worth. So at this point, new blades. This thing will clean up and it'll cut like crazy. So what I'll probably do before we put new blades on is get a scraper in here and take off some of this old grass, and might as well get that cleaned out now. There's a little bit of this housing here is pretty bent from hitting rocks over the years. I'll straighten that out with a hammer and get that looking a little bit better. Before I put it back on, I have it standing up here, hold it up or held up by the hoist, and it's pretty easy to get to. A lot easier than when it's on the ground. So Monday, he's going to try and get new blades, scraped, cleaned up. That'll be good. In the meantime, I'm going to start on the grass, the hopper, the bin. It's broken up. I'm going to see if I can get that patched with some sheet metal and get that done. This thing is getting closer to back together cutting grass. And by the looks of the way the grass is growing, or starting to grow around my house, this is going to be just in the nick of time when Mr. Woods is going to get this back. It's going to be in great shape and he'll be ready to cut some grass.